Disclaimer. The following video is not an endorsement of any career path, institute, or company. The intention of the video is to bring personal experiences of B School students to help MBA aspirants understand their journey. The views and opinions expressed in the interview are solely those of the individuals.
I think the biggest perk is free food. Yeah, so we used to get free food, so that was a pretty good thing.
Hello, welcome to Short Tutor, where we break down business fundamentals into easy to understand concept. Today, we are doing something interesting. You might ask what? With that being said, I would like to introduce our new series, MBA to Corporate. This series is primarily aimed for MBA aspirants to get first-hand information from IIM alums and to get their doubts cleared. With that being said, today we have Mr. Nihal Parakatil, who is recently graduated from IIM Mumbai. He was an MBA Gen student of the batch 2025. He has done his internship at Abbott, later securing his placement at Cipla. Hi Nihal, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm also going good. So Nihal, what are you up to these days?
Well, I'm just relaxing right now. College is over and I'm just waiting to join the new company.
Okay. With that being said, Nihal, could you let us know about the path you traveled before joining IIM Mumbai?
Well, I'm a computer science engineer from SRMS Chennai. Well, I'm a fresher. Basically, I do not have any prior work experience. So, the one thing that I realized during my UG is that I'm not very interested in coding. So that is not a line that I wanted to follow. I was exploring other career opportunities and I thought MBA is the best opportunity that is and then I applied for CAT and I prepared myself for this, and then luckily I got into this college.
Great. So let's fast forward to June 2023. That is the time that you joined an IIM. So we generally hear from MBA students that the first 3 months in a B school is quite hectic. Do you think so, and why?
Well, I do think that the first 3 months of an MBA life is kind of hectic. The major reason is due to the environment that we are going to go into. It is completely different from the environment that we have in a UG college. There are mainly two things that we have to talk about. One is academics and the other is placements. So let's talk about academics first. As a computer science engineer, when I came here, I was very surprised because except for data science, there were no subjects which I had an idea about. So the first task that I had to do was to get the basics about HR, finance, marketing, and operations. So all these domains are something that I haven't explored at all, and it was very interesting and very hard and very rigorous to get an idea of all these domains. Furthermore, after a rigorous day of classes, we'll have surprise assessments, tests, and projects that we have to work on. Along with this, we have to do a placement preparation also. So coming to second part, which is the placements. So for a first year student, basically there's a process called summer internship process, which happens around in August or September. So for that, different companies will be coming and they will be hiring a lot of students. So we have to prepare ourselves for that, which includes a lot of process, which I'll be discussing later on. So that also, this happens in the first 3 months. So we have to prepare a lot for these first 3 months, which is very rigorous. But I think all the efforts that we are putting in is very fruitful because you get a good company that you're going to do your internship in, and you get a job also. So I think that is good.
Yeah. So Nihal, you did mention about SIP.
Yeah.
So this is something that is quite important for any B school student.
Yes.
So how did you prepare for your SIP? Could you just enlighten our audience on that?
So my preparation essentially started before I came to the college. From the discussions with the student committee members, I started working on a master CV. A master CV is basically a repository of all the stuff that you have done, all including all the projects that you have done, all the live projects, all the internships, all the work that you have done. I am a fresher, so it is mainly about the internships, all the extracurricular stuff that you have done, all the position of responsibilities, NGOs that you have worked on. So it is important to compile all of these and to try structuring it earlier itself, because it becomes easier for you to make the CV later on. Because for this SIP, the major important part is creation of CV. If you're able to have a basic repository for all the stuff that you have done, it becomes very easy for you to do it later on. Another thing is discussions regarding news. So mainly for most of the companies, basically the process will be a GD and then a PI. So for GD, most of the time it will be a current affairs topic or maybe something regarding a subject. So having a good current affair background is good. So I used to have a lot of news discussion with my friends. Another thing is consulting cases. So as a fresher, I usually there's a stereotype that I might not get a shortlist for consulting, but I still decided to do consulting prep because I felt that consulting prep will help me structure my thoughts properly. and that definitely helps. So when I'm seeing a problem during my internship also, I was able to deal with it properly because of the consulting prep that I had. Other than that, we have mock PIs, mock GDs, and these are all done with the help of seniors and as well as the peers. So we sit with them, we conduct mock GDs, try to formulate an environment which is very simulating actually, and the mock PIs also. I think that is the preparation that I've done.
So Nihal, you mentioned that you spend major chunk of your time preparing a CV. So from my point of view, CVs is a piece of paper which contains all the things that you have done. So why did it take so much time?
Okay, so CV is not just a piece of paper which has all the stuff that you've done. It is essentially a conversation driver. In your interview, most of the interview will be based on your CV. So we should try to aim for a conversation between the interviewer and us. And the major reason why we can do that is with the CV. So if you are making our CV very interactive, as in when they see a point, they feel like they should ask a question regarding it, then that will enable a conversation to happen. So we have to make sure that we structure the CV points based on that. Furthermore, our answer to the question that is asked, if we can make that also interactive, if that is also structured, then further questions will come up, further conversation will come up, which is very ideal for us interview. So just as we have to make a CV very structured, we also have to make sure that our answers are also very structured, so that conversation comes up. And like for me, that was the thing that took a lot of time for me. I sat with my mentors, with my seniors, and then completed this work.
Okay. Since you mentioned mentors, I would like to know about the mentor system at an IIM.
Okay. So buddies are essentially the agony aunts for you guys for the first 3 months. They'll be able to help you with whatever requirements you have. So they'll be helping you with CV building, CV backup building. They'll also be conducting a lot of mock PIs for you, mock GDs for you. So they are basically senior batch students who will be mentoring the junior batch.
Okay.
And the reason why this is very helpful is because, as I already mentioned, I'm a person who didn't have much clue about what is an MBA life or how rigorous the process will be. They helped me through all that because I got a buddy who has a similar profile to me. So they have experienced a lot of stuff which I'm going to experience. So they were able to help me, guide me through that process. So I think buddy system is something that helps the students a lot because they get acclimated to the campus life soon, and they are the ones who will be guiding us through that process.
Okay. I think our audience would have got a fair idea about how the SIP process happens.
Yeah.
Now we'll go to your specific experience.
Okay.
So Nihal, could you guide us on how was your interview and the entire process that you had gone with Abbott as well as with Cipla?
Okay. So for Abbott, because that was my SIP, I'll talk about Abbott first. So for Abbott, it was basically one GD and one interview, and the GD I was thankfully able to crack it. For the PI, basically there were a lot of technical questions, and it was based on operations. The role was operations role. So they asked a lot of technical questions regarding operations. But since I had a basic idea regarding operations after the 3 months of rigorous studies, I was able to answer it properly. So the main question that they wanted to ask me was why, as a computer science student, I should go for an operations role. And I had also prepared an answer for that, as this is one role that I applied to and I am interested in. So I was able to answer that also very well. And essentially the key factor why, the key reason why they took me is because they are looking to digitize the process completely. And as a computer science student, I have a fair bit of knowledge regarding digitization. So that is the reason why they took me. For Cipla, there was no GD, it was basically PI. So they once again asked me a lot of technical questions. I think the key factor that I got Cipla is because the role was demand planning, and that was the role that I worked in during my internship in Abbott. So I think the experience that I had in Abbott and the experience into pharmaceutical industry that I had in Abbott had definitely helped me get into Cipla.
That's great. Yeah. I think ultimately it worked out in your favor.
Yes.
Yeah. So Nihal, I think let's fast forward to April 2024. That is post your first year when you have just joined Abbott. So how was your transition into Abbott as an intern? Okay. And I would like to know more about your project and the impact that you were able to make at the company.
Okay. So my onboarding into Abbott was very smooth. The HRs were very helpful. I didn't have much of an idea regarding what the pharmaceutical industry is in India. But we spent around 1 week learning about the pharmaceutical industry and the company. So that was very helpful for my project. So my project was in the supplier relations office. Most of the big companies do not manufacture all the products by themselves and sometimes outsource it to third-party manufacturers. So my project was related to that. So there was a mismatch, supply mismatch between the third-party manufacturers and the requirements. And my job was to analyze why those were happening, what were the reasons for that. So I developed a live tracking tool using Excel and Power BI so that they can identify what all are the reasons and suggest some solutions to fix that.
Great.
So that is essentially what I did. That was my project.
Okay, nice to know that. So Nihal, coming to the next question, I think our viewers would be very much interested in knowing this. It's about the work culture and the perks that you received at Abbott.
Okay. I think the biggest perk is free food. Yeah, so we used to get free food, so that was a pretty good thing. But in all seriousness, I really like the culture of the company. They were very supportive. Like I already mentioned, I did not have much clue regarding the industry, but they were always ready to help me, especially my team. My team was always ready to even answer all the minute doubts that I had, and they were very supportive throughout the project. I think as a whole, the experience that I had in Abbott was very nice, and yeah, that is.
So you did your internship at Abbott, then later you converted Cipla during the final placement. So there are many students like you who has done their internship, and some convert, some do not. As in PPO, pre-placement offer, that is what I was talking about. And as a student, what was your mindset when you did not convert Abbott? Okay.
Well, to be honest, I had a bit of worry because I was once again entering into the final placement process, which, as I mentioned, is very rigorous, even more rigorous than the SIP process. But then the one thing that I want to share that every MBA aspirant should remember is that when you start your MBA life, you have 1.5 years until your final placement. You have a lot of opportunities that are coming up at that time. There are a lot of case competitions conducted by corporates. There are a lot of events that are happening. There are a lot of PORs that are available. So you can build your skills, you can build your resume, and that will essentially help you in the final placements. And for me, one more thing that I realized is that my internship was in Abbott, and because my internship was in Abbott, that actually helped my final interview. So even if you're not getting a PPO, you will be getting a lot of experience from the internship that you're doing, and there'll be a lot of other value adding that will be happening later on. So I think that is, so you don't have to worry too much. Basically, make sure that you're preparing very well, but other than that, be okay. That's
okay. Nihal, now we'll move forward to 2 open-ended questions. I think as a fresher, this is something that our audience would like to know more about. So right now, what do you think that a fresher stands a chance when they're joining an IIM?
It is an unsaid truth that there are some companies which prefer people with work ex, but there are also companies which prefer freshers. My advice is that you should always try to convert the first opportunity that you have, because in the company's perspective, it is easier to train people with work ex because they have that corporate experience earlier itself, and since they are your competitors, you have to ensure that you are in the same level. Try to do as many live projects as you can. Try to do take POs. Try to upskill yourself during that 1.5 years. Furthermore, it is your starting point. So there's a lot of more opportunities for you, a lot more time or space to explore. So take it easy and try to convert as soon as possible.
Definitely. I think that is a different and interesting perspective that freshers can hold once they join a B school. Okay, Nihal, coming to my final question towards you. So you have gone through the entire journey, the B school journey, and there will be obviously some mistakes that you have made along the way, and there is always room for improvement. What is one advice that you would give yourself if you are joining a B school right now?
What advice I would give is try to make use of your peers. So this is one mistake that I have done. When I came to this college, I was very hesitant to reach out to seniors and ask for the help because I thought they will have some other work to do. That was a huge mistake because they were always willing to help. They are always willing to do interviews for me and sit with me to do the CV, make the CV and the CV backups. So I think that is something that you have to utilize. You have to make sure that you are using your seniors as much as you can. Try to get as much experiences or valuable insights from them. Furthermore, this is a B school. You will have people from the age of 22 to the age of 33. In fact, one of my friends is 30 years old. So you have to make sure that their varied experiences, the varied experiences in life as well as corporate, you have to try to take it in. Try to learn more from that, and having discussions with them regarding everything gives you a different perspectives, which will be fun to understand and gives you a bit more evolved perspective later on. So I think that is one mistake that I've done, and you should all never be shy regarding this. Always be active, go forward, and talk with people, or try to get help from them whenever you need.
Yeah.
I think that is it.
Yeah, that is a good perspective, I would say. Yeah. And that's it, folks. We'll be wrapping up the video here. Nihal, thank you for sharing your experience with the viewers. I think we might have addressed most of the queries that you have as a fresher joining a B school. If you have more doubts, feel free to come down to the comment section and post your queries. And we'll be also sharing you Nihal's LinkedIn ID in the description box. You can connect with him there. Share this video to your friends who's about to start their MBA journey. Like the video and subscribe to Short Tutor to watch more such content.